So it's a good chance for you to do some English training. I didn't understand anything that Mr. Roshan said. I know he said a lot. I heard 2 + 2 = 4. I'm not sure what that was about. But I did also hear, where am I going to be in 5 years? So I think I know what that's about, okay? And that's very important. Hopefully I won't repeat some of the advice, but as it's in English, it's new advice and it's a good opportunity to learn. Where am I going to be in 5 years? I would even say, where am I going to be in 10 years? Hopefully I'll still be alive, but you're very young, so you have a bright future ahead. Look, it's all about research, choices, hard work, and partners, okay? So to reach your goal, research, choices, hard work, and partners. And that's what today is about. Today is an opportunity for you to start that process with information. Research, research, research. You're very lucky to live in today's world. When I was your age, if I wanted to do research, I had to go to the library and get a book. And maybe that book was 5 years old. So now you have the internet, you have computers, you have your phone. You don't even need a computer, you can get information on your phone. So take advantage of that. Do as much research as possible. I bought a car last year. Do you think I walked into the car shop and said, give me a car? What kind of car? I don't care, give me a car. Everyone else has a car. I want a car. Of course not. I spent 6 months being very modern and watching YouTube and Googling, and I did lots of research to find the car that matched my needs. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to think about your goal, then do the research to match your needs, okay? I work for Holmes Institute Australia. Holmes Institute is one of the largest and oldest private education groups in Australia. We started our school in 1963, so we have 56 years of history in Australia. We have 8,000 students. We are very highly regarded by the government. We have a very good reputation, and we have a long-standing history with Nepal and with Nepalese students. This is my second time to Butwal. I was here about 8 months ago, and that shows our commitment to Nepal and our commitment to Nepalese students. I'm the campus director of Holmes Institute in Brisbane. So any students that come to Brisbane, I will be the first person that you will meet. I do all of the orientation. I know every single one of my students. We do have campuses in Melbourne, in Sydney, in the Gold Coast, and also in Brisbane, okay? So that's part of your research. What city do I want to live in? And that's a big decision. Obviously, if you have family in one of the cities, that's a good choice because you have a support network when you arrive. But if you don't have family in Australia or friends in Australia, don't just think Sydney, Sydney, Sydney. There's more to Australia than just Sydney. It's a great city, don't get me wrong. But let's look at the research again. Have a look at jobs, have a look at cost of living, have a look at the schools which are in the city. Do research on transportation in the city, okay? Don't just go to Sydney because you've heard of Sydney, or don't just go to Melbourne because your friend told you to go to Melbourne. Research, 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 okay? At Holmes Institute Australia, we are predominantly a business school, so we have undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in information systems, accounting, and business. So if you are looking to study information systems, accounting, or business, you can come and talk to me later and we can discuss that further. Why Holmes Institute? As I said before, we have about 8,000 students. We are very popular in Australia. The reason for our popularity is that our degrees hold exactly the same weight as a government university. Our degrees are accredited by the same government bodies. Yet our pricing is much more competitive, in some cases half the cost of a government university. We also like to think that we offer a lot of care for our students. We have smaller class sizes. You can put your hand up in class if you want. You can talk to your lecturers after class. You can come to my office. My door is always open. So it's a very friendly learning environment, and we do specialise in international students. And over the past 56 years, we have learnt a lot about the needs of international students. International students have different needs to local students, and we're there to help you with those needs. Okay, so I talked before about partners. You need to have good partners. Holmes Institute Australia is a good partner if you are looking to do business, accounting, or information systems. The other partner you need is a good education agent. I wouldn't come all the way here from Australia if it wasn't for Expert. They are the experts. They are the best in the business. They are big. They are very well established. And they are very professional. So as well as the office that you have right here in Woodwall, they have offices across Australia. So whether you decide to study in Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast or Brisbane with us, you also have the Expert office there. So you've got me looking after you and you have your agent looking after you. Okay? I'll be here all day. I look forward to meeting you individually or in small groups. Please feel free to ask me anything. I don't know everything. I learn every day. But I do know a lot about the education system in Australia. I have been working in education in Australia for 35 years. I have been with Holmes Institute Australia for nearly 20 years. I was born in Melbourne. I have lived in Sydney. I've lived in the Gold Coast, and now I live in Brisbane. So if you have questions about the cities, if you have questions about the type of work that you will do in Australia, if you have any questions about transportation, schools, please feel free to come and talk to me. I'm very friendly, and I will happily help you with any information that you may have about your possible future in Australia. So thank you very much. It's lovely to be here, and it's good to meet you all. Thank you.